For about 25 years, I lived in Los Angeles, which, when I first lived there, it was beautiful, it was fun, it was sunny, it was Hollywood, and, as Randy Newman liked to sing about, there's a lot to love about Los Angeles. But honestly, over the last 10 years, things have taken a turn. I mean, everyone kind of knows Los Angeles is known for its traffic, its smog, and its difficult commutes. I was driving an hour and a half to work back and forth, but especially over the last 10 years, things have changed in Los Angeles, especially quality of life and what you get for your money. I mean, if you have $1 million, you too could own this beautiful home. Yeah, you just really don't get much for your money. Well, every once in a while, the right person finds themselves at the right spot to just kind of make magic, and everything sort of clicks together. But it didn't happen overnight. My wife and I recognized that we just couldn't find what we were looking for in LA. Sure, it was sunny and the weather was nice, but it just wasn't a place to raise our daughter. We wanted her to be able to go outside and actually, trick or treat on Arbor Day and make friends with the neighborhood kids. Which is why we found Greensboro, North Carolina. Which a lot of people are like, where are you moving to? It's just cosmopolitan enough to feel like a big city, but just outside of a big city to feel like you're living in nature. It kind of has the best of both worlds, and this was really unexpected. When we moved here, we knew it was a place that was full of history. It was the turning point in not only the American Civil War, but it was also a huge turning point in the civil rights movement in the 1960s. The history is around almost every corner in Greensboro, and as someone who personally is a history buff and loves it, well, I really found Greensboro was very unexpected and had a lot more to offer. Now, that's just scratching the surface. What I really wanted to make this video to talk about today on this channel, because it caters to, not just nature lovers who love to look out their own house window and see deer. Yep, that's actually our fence. That was pretty cool when that happens. But well, looking at the facts, there's 4 million people in Los Angeles and 19 comic book stores, which, is a good ratio. And some of the most world-famous comic book stores are in Los Angeles, even though they actually are getting smaller than they were a few years ago as they shrink in retail space. Greensboro, on the other hand, has just shy of 300,000, so obviously smaller, with 4 comic book stores. Do the math with the ratio. That's a ridiculous amount of comic book stores for 300,000 people, including one of the world's oldest, Acme Comics, circa 1981. There seems to always be something nerdy cooking in Greensboro, and that's what I really wasn't expecting. I knew that there'd be nature and history, but you just drive around and look out your window, and there's surprises around every corner that are beyond nerd-friendly. Now, obviously, Greensboro is more conservative than Los Angeles was, and, values are a little bit different. But the people are just so nice. The positivity, the energy, not to mention how nerdy everyone is. I mean, you cannot go down a block without finding something to love that's geeky. You can't pass a single season in Greensboro without feeling like the whole community very much shares this love of sci-fi nerddom. Take one of my favorite stores, McKay's Books. It is probably one of the best used bookstores, honestly, I've ever been in. I love the Strand in New York, but McKay's, their location, they have 2 locations, one in Winston-Salem, about 30 minutes away, which is the size of a warehouse, and the one in Greensboro, while a little bit smaller, is still pretty darn big, and it's not just books. I mean, it's CDs, it's records, it's comic books. I mean, rows after rows of comic books, and you can find amazing finds here. Not to mention the row after row, wall after wall of graphic novels that they have. I have completed a lot of sets just by browsing their racks. And you want to talk toys? Between their loose and their packaged toys, I have found so many gems just casually perusing through. It's one of my favorite places to honestly just hang out if I have time to kill, because every week they get new stuff in. I especially love it when I find toys that I actually worked on, like this toy that I worked on at 2 different companies, but that's a YouTube video for another time. Heck, I even run into fans of this channel at McKay's who just come up to me and are like, wait a minute, are you Toy Guru? Actually, that happens a lot in Greensboro, which speaks to sort of that small town feel, that people can actually just recognize you on the street. One of my other favorite stores is Nerd Bombers that just celebrated its 1 year anniversary. This is a pure 100% toy store, and while we're probably used to toy stores having kind of marked up value, this one does not. Not only are the prices basically what you would pay on Amazon or at retail, but their selection is unbelievable. You basically find all of the waves that should be at retail prices. Not to mention, they get stuff in ridiculously early. I actually canceled my pre-order for Marvel Legends Rhino because I found it at Nerd Bombers for the exact same price I bought it on Amazon for, but 3 months earlier. And we all know how much great it is to get things early, get it delivered to us before everyone else. That's kind of a big victory. So, yeah, I mean, comic book stores, we haven't even talked about the dinosaur museum or the water park. There's so much to love about this city, and we moved here not sight unseen, we vacationed here. I mean, heck, they even have an old mill, so you could, go rescue Timmy if there was a well by it or something. If you're looking to escape from where you are living, I honestly could not endorse this town more. It has surprised and delighted beyond recognition. You don't even have to leave Greensboro to go to a Comic-Con. And as someone who has survived San Diego Comic-Con for over 3 decades, it is a breath of fresh air to not have to leave my own city. So, I hope you love your city. I love mine. It's been great living in Greensboro, and I can't imagine living anywhere else at this point. If you like this video, whether or not you're a fan of Greensboro, Chicago, LA, New Orleans, or Arbor Day, I hope you'll share this video and be positive to each other, because it's a great world out there, and when you live in a city like this, you feel that every day. Thanks for watching.